and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we are doing another Hangout. And I haven't done a Hangout for so long now. I think it was about January, and obviously I took February off, and just kind of sort of like still finding it hard to sit behind a camera to even just get the oomph to do the videos at the moment. But I'm enjoying doing the videos. That's a different thing, and I'm not rushing out to do them as quick as I can. So it's just a case of just doing it when I can, putting them together and putting them out. So thank you for your patience, at least. So yeah, this is our first Hangout. Most of this stuff here was actually what I'd done or what I bought during the time that I was off in February, and just not recording it and what I've been doing. So I picked up these guys here on the side. They went down in a little bit cheap. I think it was Star Action figures. They were about £15 each here. I went out and bought another Scarlet, gave her a paint job on there, and obviously we got the other Scarlet that I had before, and she has come on the channel before. And then I have done a specialized clone trooper here, so we'll take a look at all these figures. So first of all, I want to look at these two here. I want to do a little quick kind of review. What do I think of these new purchases that I have picked up? So Stalker, yeah, is a pretty cool looking dude, to be honest with you. A really nice G.I. Joe figure. We've got all the articulation here that we had, you know, what we have got with Joe's: butterfly joints, double elbows, double knees, like drop hips and stuff on there. So he's got all the G.I. Joe articulation, but the look of this guy, he looks really cool, really nice looking. And then we've got that kind of buzz cut with his beret on top there. I do find this a little bit annoying. It does ride up. I wish it was kind of low down, or maybe even just glued there. I know it would hinder his articulation here, but yeah, it's just a little bit annoying. But I actually picked this guy up because later on I might be customizing him. As you know, I'm a sort of like an 80s of the child, and especially from the UK as well, if you haven't guessed. But yeah, I do like my Action Force. And Action Force over here, we didn't have Stalker. Stalker was Snake Eyes. And then Stalker over here was called Jammer, and all these little markings here are red because he was part of the sort of like the Z Force. So I might update this guy a little bit later on with a new sort of paint sculpt and apps on there. So yeah, but anyway, looking at the guy, he comes with this nice massive machine gun here. This bit's removable, obviously, with the extra bullets around there. Holds it really nicely as well, which is pretty cool. It also comes with a knife down here that's sheathed away. That can go straight back into his belt down here, and then he's got an actual gun on this side, and then he's got his sort of silencer as well. Looking pretty cool. It looks better than the Snake Eyes one as well, just giving that kind of added length to the actual gun itself. Looking great. And then on the back he's actually got another machine gun, and then we've got the actual ammo cartridge here as well, or clip, that does come out with a little bit of man strength. Obviously this bar is removable as well. Might as well show that off. Oh my god, that is wedged in there. Oh, there we go. Wow, so much strength that the two girls fell down in shock. So we got this part on the back here, that kind of just, it does plug in. I won't spend too long on it, it's just not going in, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, so he comes like that, and then you actually have another machine gun. I just love the G.I. Joes where they have all these extra backpacks and stuff as well, where, oh no, that's not a bloody backpack, that's his wing. What's going on? But yeah, so we've got his backpack here, and then that slides into this part. We can take that out because that doesn't slide in, and because it's in storage, you can put it in there. Brilliant. How cool is that? I just love Hasbro really going to town for these figures, so we can actually store all these parts on here. So for me, I think Stalker really is just definitely a must buy. He's a really cool looking guy, really kind of army and tactical, and you don't really have to add a lot of paint on there. I mean, I think maybe putting a couple different colors around on his sort of accessories parts, as we have done before, would really make this guy stand out. And it also comes with this kind of neck chief as well. Yes, you can take his head off, and then again it stops him being even more kind of articulate in his head. So is it necessary? No, it looks a little bit too sort of cumbersome with it. I think it'll probably look better on other figures, but at least it's there, and it's another bit of accessory if you ever wanted to take pictures of your guys out and about. You know, you can add this on there for extra effect as well. So Stalker, first of all, he comes with the bird. Pretty cool bird actually. He's actually got a sort of a movable head around on here. It does fall off quite easily if he does come off once, and then it keeps going again. We've got the wings as well, which are all on the sort of like a ball joint around in the arms. Is it arms? I don't know. His shoulder joints, even if they do have shoulders, I have no idea. And then we got the legs coming around here. I kind of wish that he had different feet, so he didn't have to have these pegs in all the time. And those pegs are there for reasons, because we can actually put it onto his arm, so he can look like he's talking to his bird, which fits in there, and then it fits on the back as well, on the perch on the back of his backpack, which is pretty cool as well. So yeah, it is really nice to have. And obviously where these are on ball joints, we can pop these out, and then you can have wings as well. So you can have one where he's got his wing out or his wings down, so he's not always sort of like flying motion and stuff like that, which is quite nice. And then these can just sort of rotate and stick out just slightly with that ball joint. So as you're looking at Stalker himself, his backpack's pretty cool around on the back here. He's got this really cool looking sort of like sniper rifle, which looks cool. Probably a little bit of paintwork on there just to make him look like he's got glass in there. But yeah, look at that paint. This bit's removable again, so we've got the ammo cartridge and all that popping out. I don't know why they do it, because it is kind of easy to lose, but again, if they didn't do it, it's just an extra motion thing that they've added to the figures, which are quite nice. We've got this little bit that sticks out, and you can actually add the gun onto that as well, so it just sticks through, so he can carry his gun like so. He's got a knife like this, pretty cool little parts on here, and then we've got this sort of like a bird skull on the top of his sort of like hilt there, which is pretty cool. And then on this side we've got another knife again, but that's just all in black, nothing really sort of like fantastic to this one here. And then we got his sort of like a hand blaster, but his pistol, and there we actually got like this extra wing detail in there, looking really nice. So the details and what they add to these figures, it's not just the same gun over and over again. We've actually getting sort of like their own stuff added to them. Articulation for this guy, fantastic again. We've got the crunch down here, butterfly joints, rotation at the elbows, like double elbow joints. Unfortunately, this is before the pins, and then we've got the legs down here, double jointed again with the pin drop. Unfortunately, this is my second Stalker. The first one that I got, the hip come down. I thought I was rotating it. I warmed it up. I sanded the ball joint and stuff. But unfortunately, it just kept snapping, and in the end, it just snapped off. I just couldn't get it to a nice place. So I'm pleased to say that I did get a replacement, and that was actually from the supplier as well. So thank you to Star Action Figures for replacing it for me. It's inside, it's just that ball joint. It's not a smooth ball. It looks like a club mace, what a knight would use. It's got all these little nubs around it. So I'd always advise, if it is a little bit stiff, if you just do the first test by bringing the leg up and it goes down like this. So this one probably needs a little bit more sand. If it keeps doing that, you're going to get some stress marks on that ball, sort of hip joint, and it's going to slightly kind of just break it. You want it to go around and it will stay up like this, and then you can actually feel like that click movement. When it goes like this and you don't feel they get that click and it's going back down, then again you take it off and sand it down. So I probably will have to do that at a later date again for this one. But yeah, so just be careful with those there. So yeah, great sculpting, all looks really cool. Really like the figure, really like his traditional look on there. We've actually got these extra kind of paintworks as well all around on the actual figure itself. So yeah, another added one to the collection, and a really good figure at that. So I went out and I bought another Scarlet. This is Scarlet from the movie. I didn't really like the original Scarlet that they used for the G.I. Joes. I really like the Scarlet body of the actual movie ones. And obviously beforehand, this is exactly the same body. We made Coral with, what's her name? Brie Larson. Head sculpt on there just to make her look a little bit different. So I went out and bought another one and actually made this one to look like the traditional Scarlet from the 80s. And yeah, I'm quite happy how she turned out, to be honest. We've got all the extra kind of like straps around. We've got the old grey, got this sort of like a desert colour kind of body thing on there. And when I look at it, I mean, a lot of people were saying like, oh, why would you want to go back to the originals and stuff like that? But that's what it is. You know, when you look at Spider-Man from a distance, you know it's Spider-Man. These characters, even though they are in the army, they are part of the G.I. Joes, they're kind of like heroes. They all got a certain look about them. You know, you wouldn't put Snake Eyes in just like a military outfit. You would actually put him with his visor where you can't see his face. That is Snake Eyes, and this is the colour of Scarlet. And yeah, I just think it looks really cool. Got the sort of like gunmetal on the side here, back down to the traditional kind of parts down here, little silver clips and marks all over the figure, and the silvers and stuff on there as well, just to really bring out that old traditional look. And I think she looks really cool, so I'm quite happy how this one turned out. And then last but no means least is my Pierce Resistance. I went out and actually decided to I wanted a Teenage Mutant Turtle clone trooper, and it actually turned out more cartoony than I kind of anticipated, but I kind of like it. I kind of went along with it, and I just kept adding to it, and I was like, do you know what, I like it. And yeah, and lo and behold, here we are. Obviously it's based on my favourite turtle, which is Raphael. I haven't actually given this guy a name. Maybe we would just call him Commando Raph. So on the back here, we've done all the browns around, so even his pauldron, I kind of designed it in the same way as a turtle shell. We've got all the cracks and the marks and stuff around there. I actually used a Gundam marker and paints and stuff to make sure I get all these little extra scuffs and stuff, and really adding that cartoony look around on it. The original Raphael as well had like that kind of sort of girling grin on the action figure, so I've added that into his cheeks here, so he's got his teeth shining through, and then the teeth around on this part as well. Nice little red banner. The actual red is actually the original colour of the Fordo around on here. Added the extra sort of like greys and around on the reds with the green, and just added those extra kind of bruising marks around on there. Got a little bit of green up here. Don't know what I've done there. Probably sealed it in as well. Underneath, we actually sort of painted his head as well, and done it in a sort of traditional way. Didn't actually paint his eyes and stuff. So yeah, it's just a traditional clone trooper with a little bandana around there with his white eyes, just to give off that old sort of look of the turtles as well. Just simple yellow used on here with the extra kind of cracks and dents down, and more bruising around on the yellow, on the green. The green I used is Tamira, I think it's called Park Red, and I used like I think it's called green yellow or yellow green for this part as well, so it's not a really vibrant yellow, and I use a little bit of tinge of orange around on the outside just to sort of give it that 3D effect, and then blacked off the rest, give it that kind of cell shaded kind of look, or a traditional cartoony kind of sort of style. Around on the reds, I kind of left them the same, browned off his sort of like parts here. Look how sloppy I am, look. Awful. I'm going to have to go around with the black part as well. I didn't realise how bad it was. Around on here, done silver and the browns as well, coming around on this part. Yellowed off down here, and green on his trousers, or his legs, and then more red and then brown around on the back as well, to give him that more turtle look-esque off. And even these guns as well are silvered, so they look like his size. So we've got the silverness, a little bit of black wash in there to really bring out the cartoony detail, and then a red handles on his gun as well. So yeah, really happy how this guy turned out. Really like him. It's definitely one of my favourite kind of crossovers that I have done in the past. That's kind of me really. That's all I've kind of done for the last 2 months. I'm kind of looking forward to do Boba Fett, Typhon Ruins, and the book, well, the Throne Room Boba Fett. I need to do an update on those. So they are definitely, I know I keep saying about it, but I'm in the mood to start doing some more upgrades, especially after Bosch. And also very soon we'll do Scorch first before the Bobbers. Once I've done Scorch, we'll move on to the Bobbers, and then we'll start looking at some other figures that need improving as well. So thank you all so much. Don't forget to comment down below, subscribe, ding that bell. You can follow me on the channel by joining it for 99p or 99 cents, wherever you are from. And I guess I'll see you next time. So take care. See you soon. Bye.